And in the main event here, we got Aljamain Sterling taking on Sean O'Malley. Fight that is really contentious. It's kind of crazy, man. Like, literally, I see so many people betting on O'Malley, taking the shot on O'Malley. It's like, I picked O'Malley to beat Petr Yan his last fight in a fight that was a much more stylistically favorable fight for him. And everyone was picking against him and shitting on Sean O'Malley. There was a few guys obviously on my side with the O'Malley pick, but almost everyone was like, no way, Petr Yan's gonna destroy him. And now he's, getting a tougher stylistic matchup, and everyone's picking him. And it's like I thought he was a bigger underdog when he fought Petr Yan. So it's like, to me, that's kind of, it's puzzling. I feel like, I don't know. I don't really get that, honestly, because, man, I mean, when you're looking at the matchup, it's pretty obvious. And you even see Sean O'Malley saying in his coaches, and I don't think that's a very confident sounding thing to say. Like, when they're saying, it's either going to be me knocking him out or unless he grabs me. Like, why don't you say I could get back up to my feet and, survive the grappling, or I'll grapple him, defend the takedowns, and beat him by decision and beat him everywhere. Like you're saying, he's either gonna get his lights knocked out, or he's gonna grapple fuck me and submit me or beat me. It's like, to me, that's kind of strange. Like, you would think that he would have had built up the confidence to believe, in this year plus layoff that he's had, that he could at least nullify or compete in the grappling with Sterling. I mean, he had this whole time to kind of look at what Sterling's tendencies are in the grappling and kind of try to negate them or find a way to counter them. Or maybe it's just I'm totally misreading that, but that to me is kind of a weird thing that they're saying. And I think a lot of people are putting a lot of stock into the outside noise in this build up to this fight. Like, they're talking about Sterling getting forced into the fight and two weight cuts in real short succession and having an injury and all this stuff that I think is going to be totally irrelevant to the fight. Like, I think the weight cut myth with Sterling is not true, man. Like, the guy, yeah, he's a huge guy. That's obvious. He's someone that has even said himself he wants to go to 45 after this fight. But I think a lot of that has to do with Merab, man. I think a lot of that has to do with him wanting to get out of the way from Merab and kind of running out of people that he wants to fight at 135 with names. He gets to go up and challenge himself against a huge name in Alexander Volkanovski and the pound for pound number one fighter in the world. So that's something that you can get motivated for. But look at his weight cuts, man. He's weighing at 134 and a half. Like, he's going way under. Like, if he was struggling that much, why would he be weighing in at 134? Like, obviously the weight cut is a lot easier, I think, than he leads on than people believe. I don't think it's a crazy weight cut. And, Sean O'Malley isn't a small guy either for the weight. The guy's 5'10". He's really big. So, I don't know. I don't buy that a lot of this outside noise with the fight. I don't think it's going to have much of an effect. I think that Aljo's going to look like Aljo, and Sean's going to have to beat that version of him. And, like, you look at these guys stylistically, it's like, how could you pick O'Malley? I mean, I get that O'Malley has an advantage on the feet, and I think he's an incredible striker. I mean, his ability to strike off the back foot is impressive. Even if you put him against the cage or put him in these unenviable positions, he could land strikes and get out of the way. His check hook is incredible, and he has all the kicks in the arsenal. He will attack the body, the legs, the head. I mean, the guy's a very high volume striker too, but he did get dropped a couple times. His last fight, he got hit clean, and he was getting backed up. I feel like Sterling's striking, it isn't good, but I think it's a little underrated. Like, I think he throws faster punches than Sean, especially early with his straight punches. And I also believe that his kicks are going to be more active. I think he's going to throw a lot more volume than O'Malley early in the fight. And he's not a dumb guy. Like, Aljamain isn't going to blitz in. He's not going to, get wild trying to close the distance on him against the cage and get hit with something. I just don't see that happening, man. Like, I I think Aljamain could be a lot more competitive in the striking than Sean is in the wrestling and the grappling. And picking Sean, it's like you're wishing on a prayer, man. I mean, who have we seen him grapple? We haven't seen him grapple anybody or wrestle with anybody in any of his fights. Like, he hasn't fought any grapplers whatsoever. The only time we saw him on the ground, he had his leg compromised with Cheeto, and it was looking real weird, man. Like, he was like trying to control a wrist like the guy had a gi on. To me, it's like, bro, you can't be fighting like a jiu-jitsu match on the ground. Like, the dude's gonna bash your head in, and that's kind of what happened. But I don't know if a lot of that had to do with him kind of being checked out because he was hurt. But it's like, I don't really get it. Like, I see maybe with the money line, you could say, okay, you know, the money line's off because fights start on the feet and Sean's the better striker. He's long. He's going to be the best striker that Aljamain has ever faced. And all that's probably true, but we've seen Aljamain get knocked out once with a knee that was kind of like the perfect shot. And besides that, he's never been finished. O'Malley's, to me, kind of has overrated power. And he gets backed up, man. I just don't see him competing physically when these guys engage, like in a wrestling match or a grappling match. I think Aljamain's going to be way stronger. I think he can get him to the ground and dominate him on top. Sean O'Malley's never even been in a main event. Like, we've never seen him in a main event. We've never seen him headline a card. We've never seen him go 5 rounds. All this is brand new territory for Sean. And Sean's the one that's having to push the fight. He's going on all these different media outlets. He's talking about the fight. And Sterling is the champ, but has less media obligations. And I feel like O'Malley, you know, it's kind of like the Conor McGregor effect, where a lot of people are seeing it and saying, okay, I mean, maybe we're going to see an Aldo McGregor too, where, you know, a champion is born, a star is born on the same night, and, you know, he kind of makes a name for himself off one of the best champions that a division has ever seen, and he beats him easily and beats him in a crazy fashion. I mean, maybe, you know, we'll see a lightning strike twice in a bottle like that, but I got to go with Sterling. I think he's going to end up submitting him. I just don't have faith in O'Malley's grappling. I don't think that his cardio either. I don't know if his cardio is going to hold up if it's a heavy grappling pace. You know, everyone talks about Aljamain Sterling's cardio, but who knows about Sean O'Malley's cardio if it's a heavy wrestling style fight. So, personally, I'm going to say that Sterling gets this one done inside the distance, either by submission or TKO from the top position, and I think he, you know, moves up to fight Volkanovski and try to become a double champ. So that's kind of what I think is going to go down in this fight, on this fight card. So hopefully you guys enjoyed listening to this full card breakdown and enjoyed some of my commentary and things I had to say about the fight. As far as party of the week goes, and my most confident pick for my party of the week, you know, this one I think it's kind of a difficult card to really parlay a lot of guys, you know, but I'll say to go with a parlay with Gregory Rodriguez and Weili Zhang. I'll say that could be a decent parlay, but really, if I would say, I would say try to bet on some of these underdogs. I think some of these underdogs could cash, like Damon Blackshear, like Pedro, like Chris Weidman, Marina Moreau. So I think it's going to be more money line betting some underdog card. And for my most confident pick on the card, I guess I would have to say probably Natalia Silva. But I feel like this card, it's like everyone is live as an underdog. There's a lot of live underdogs that could get the win and really surprise people. So besides that, guys, like I said at the beginning of the video, we've been killing it on the Patreon. Everyone that goes over there, you help support the channel. You help keep these videos going on YouTube, and you help keep everything you know, going on the channel and just MMA Prediction Guru brand in general. And you get to win some money, man. So you'll get to go over to patreon.com/MMA Prediction Guru, get access to the bets. I got PFL going on this week. There's some LFA going on this week, some KSW. So there's some stuff going on outside of the UFC that I'm going to be covering, that I'm going to have some betting breakdowns on as well. So please, guys, go over to patreon.com/MMA Prediction Guru. I would really appreciate that. And besides that, guys, I'll talk to you guys later. I'm out.